What's up? Back to the Matrix, live. To all those, that popping in, hopefully they know what's happening. We're back with the MatrixSports, okay? It's the conference finals. Last night was crazy. Who would have thought the Suns could be up 2-0? Who would have thought it? Well, anybody that knows PG's reputation probably thought it. Even though I'm not going to disrespect my man PG that bad. He did knock down some shots. But damn, PG, what did you just do? Oh, no. Okay. So, ultimately, let me see who's on here. Let's see, anybody hit me back? All right, cool. All right, so we're going to... All right, bet. Let's see what we got to do here. We got to send out a link or two. That's what we got to do. All right. Haven't gone live on this new setup I got here before, but we'll try and work with it. All y'all should be getting your updates, or anybody that subscribes should be getting an update that I'm live right now. And we'll try to do a little more live, to get this working right. So, off rip, last night's game was crazy. Last night's game was the competition I expected to see in other situations throughout the playoffs, where, what we expected throughout the playoffs this year has not been what we've seen. Somehow, Cameron Payne shows up looking like the point guard last night. I mean, solid game. That dude's come from a long way. To come from being drafted, traded, went to China, came back. I don't know if that's just maturity in his game, and where, sometimes a lot of players in the NBA feel like you get sent to the G League, it's like a death sentence sometimes. And if you're on a squad with players, then often you don't get put in the right position, especially if you don't have the right people teaching you, the right coach. And this dude looked like he was, I don't know, he awoke his inner Chris Paul looking like Mike Conley with that left hand. Somebody else, but I can't really think. Maybe Mike Conley, but ultimately a great game by him. Book dropped 20 on a bad night, but made it when it counted. And of course, that's what and showed himself again. Book's a closer. He can close. Like there's a difference. And it's funny because PG was closing by making the shots, but to miss those 2 free throws. Wow. I have nothing to say. We all know that's kind of crucial. Ultimately, my points from the game are, Payne came a long way. He played legit. He only took threes when he was open. He did a lot of action with DA and the big men, so they had to be honest. And I feel like he caught people off guard with that left hand a lot of times, as lefties tend to do. Shout out to the crew, you already, But that's what that looked like to me, because I'm like, wow, he was getting to the basket quite easily. I don't know what was up with their defensive. I mean, at what point was Patrick Beverly supposed to switch and shut him down? Okay, I guess he had to have the assignment on Book the whole night, but he showed his colors last night. That dude's a grinder, and he made it look smooth, and effortless. And I don't think he went to the hole. He moved the ball through Ayton like even Ayton had a lovely connection going on, and that just makes you point out the other point in the game. Ayton, his dominance. Ayton was the most dominant man on the court last night. Next to Payne, they were getting what they wanted, essentially. That can't be looked over, Yeah, legit. And it's funny because DA, I feel like he's making it. It's nice to see DA making a traditional big man matter again. That's what I want to say. Man, Rip, oh, P, you on. All right, bet. P, yeah, we on here. Word. Everybody's on here now. And P, you could tell me yourself, DA was a man amongst boys last night. Was there another big man playing last night? Seriously, Zubats. They what was you doing? Um it's crazy, And Boogie ain't got nothing left in him. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he got nothing. Boogie's dope. But Boogie do not have any like defensive. It's like, dudes, I don't know. When you look at old Boogie highlights in the Kings, and it's like, damn, what happened to Boogie? And once them injuries happened, the man just slowed down. Word. All right, P. Shout out to you for listening. Appreciate it. Enjoy your day. But man, DA is proving something that, and the first couple of years of his career has been, a project, and he's showing enough. Mark Cousins ought to be ashamed of himself. It's not his fault, man. It's his knees. It's Boogie's knees. I feel like he can't even if he wastes the energy to block a shot, he might re-injure his knee. So he got to save it for the offensive end where he can still boogie on cats. But man, I'm definitely loving what DA is doing. He's playing with confidence, and he's playing the big man. It's really creating a dynamic, even with that you can see without Chris Paul in there. Cameron Payne was looking like a superstar point guard, got everything he wanted, and had lanes because they had Beverly on book. And apparently, without Kawhi Leonard, I mean, who? My thing is, how do you even make an excuse for letting this man go off like that? But again, I feel like there's a bit of that lefty trickery. He's one of those lefty trickery guys, and I love that. PG, I don't know what to say, and I feel like they're gonna need some. The Clippers gonna need some big men play. The Clippers gonna need some big men play. Oh, everybody is gonna see this, and anybody that's watching, like please said, like and subscribe. I appreciate every little, bit of comment. We're gonna do this live regularly. It's gonna be that early AM, and but going from there, ultimately that series with them being down. Oh, P Diggs in the building. All right. With them being down 0-2, and there's no immediate news on whether Kawhi Leonard's coming back for the next game, but Chris Paul should definitely be back for the next game. I mean, and that's only COVID protocol. That's only because, not injury. Kawhi has always been injury suspect. When he's injured, at least, you don't know when he's coming back. And they never let that information out for some reason. He's got that cloak of invincibility over him where you never know his injury for real. So ultimately, I can't say that if Chris Paul comes back and Kawhi doesn't, that's what they need to win on the road. Because I don't see the Clippers losing two more or the next one, after this, and that's really all it comes down to. What's going to happen with Kawhi? Marcus Morris, is he potentially out? That puts the Clippers, in a position. They were relying on Rondo and Beverly, and these guys are not considered your most prolific offensive guys. You got them there for defense and point guard play. Everything hasn't gone the way it was supposed to go this year. Why not the Suns this year? If anything, I want Chris Paul to get this. This is his time. Giannis, this is your time. It's now or never, So that's just the way I look at things, And I know y'all at work right now, so you're just listening, but get in a comment or two what you think. I don't know where all the fellas at. Everybody else should be here. But let's get in though and transition that to even saying, you gotta give a wrench, making me a moderator. Yeah. Definitely. And that's essentially what you're working as P right now, if you don't notice that already. And it's funny because a second ago, like it was supposed to be Joel Embiid's year. And then the Nets got put together, and that train wreck fell. And I'm just saying, nothing has gone the way it's supposed to this year. So I'm right now calling and anticipating the Bucks and the Suns in the finals. I see no reason for it to be any different. Then you got a real conversation. Those to me will be the only matchup that makes sense at this point. Giannis, it's everything's lined up golden for you right now. The Hawks don't have size to defend against Giannis, and that game's tonight. Game 1 tonight. The Hawks don't have size to defend against the Bucks, and you got to consider the Bucks are a way better defensive team than the 76ers. Just off rip, not saying that the Sixers have guys. But aside from Ben Simmons, and who knew where his heart was last series, and Joel Embiid, who can't play the whole game when he's not on the floor, what the hell are they gonna do? Who else did they bring there for defense? Nobody. And Seth was doing his thing, but they brought you there for offense. Harris, they brought you there for offense. They brought all these guys there for offense. They didn't bring anybody there for defense. So the Bucks are definitely a better team. They're longer. And when you talk about length, you got Lopez, you got Giannis, you got Middleton. I mean, Holiday. Holiday is a defensive point guard. Their whole lineup is long guys that are defensive-minded or defensively able athletically, like Giannis, and just freakishly athletic, or just a defender like Holiday. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got Holiday basically, making it tough for Trae Young all day. And honestly, what are the Bucks? I mean, who on Atlanta is going to stop the Bucks from? I mean, again, you got Collins and Capella, but do you really think they're going to stop? I mean, those are big men, traditional big men defenders. And Capella, maybe a couple of years ago, I don't know if he's still got that step to be able to step out and defend Giannis one-on-one. We'll see. I think that's their best chance is literally sticking Capella on him. But when they go into rotation, they don't have the size to match up, and it's not just Giannis. That's going to be a hard series, and I don't see any reason the Bucks shouldn't dominate that series. I mean, the Hawks are going to have to shoot the lights out the ball to win this series, and Trae's capable of it, but he's going to have to be Steph Curry every night because he ain't going to have nowhere to get. Yeah, Trae can get to the paint, but he ain't going to have nowhere to go. There's trees everywhere around him, and you have Holiday defending you from the top of the key, and that's if you get around him. We'll see. We'll see. They did have Holiday on Kyrie last series, and he held his own on Kyrie. And I'm sorry, Trae is not Kyrie. They know he's Kyrie, but when it comes to handle, so let's consider that. So I think it's easier for the Suns or the Bucks this year. They owe CP3 for that boss. You're damn right. That's why we're riding with CP3 this year. But who's left? I'm riding with CP3. I want him to get his. And he get snagged with this COVID thing. That's why them winning the first 2 games, it's over to me. In fact, I don't even know why I'm giving this a thought. Kawhi Leonard is the only way they even have a chance in this series. Because if Kawhi can't play the next game and CP3 does, it's over. It's over after that. CP3 is running for it. And he's getting healthier too. He had a little twinge, a little hip twinge or whatever. I don't know. He was definitely playing at, less than 100%. But damn, not only is he getting healthier, now they say he's not having any COVID side effects or anything like that. And we just got to wait for the test to come up. And, God bless him. Let's hope that everything happens well with him, So ultimately, you got the Suns who, again, let's just wait till the next game. Let's just focus on tonight and the Bucks and what it's going to take for the Hawks to beat or even be able to compete with what I believe is a vastly better team. The Bucks could have competed with anybody at full strength, and yet nobody was at full strength. So the Bucks could have competed with the Nets at full strength. Maybe it would have been a crazy series, but they made it known from the beginning of that series that it was going to be a defensive series. I think they could have competed with the 76ers at full strength. And again, I'm not saying that they would have won these series, but these would have been a 7-game series as far as I'm concerned, full strength or not. So you're playing against the Hawks, who I don't even know what to say. I love what they do. I love what they're doing. I just think it's insurmountable what they're doing. The Bucks have the experience. I mean, they've been in the playoffs in this position several times. It's now or never. What else you want to do? There's nothing else to be said. I think Capella has to play like the best defensive series he's ever played in his life. And he's been in some series with the Rockets, where he played great defensively. So that's my end thought on that one. I'll take the Bucks tonight, and I think it's gonna be probably a 110 to 120 to 90, 500 games, something like that. I give the Bucks 10 points easy. I just don't see them. I don't see them not being the more experienced team, or I don't see them. I see them, taking it to them and smelling blood. They need to. The Bucks should be looking at this as game faces on, mean as shit from the beginning. If Giannis just stops playing and plays like he played the last 2 games, it's over. Middleton knows how to bounce off of that. Middleton is about that work. Giannis just has to be aggressive the entire game. So I think tonight will be a tale of we got to wait and see. I think tonight's a real wait and see because I have no idea what that game is going to look like. Anyway, transitioning from that back to our original story, or the original thought process about last night's game. I'm taking the Suns. That series we already said that's going to come down to. Spoke the other day about, and this is sidetrack from just basic conference finals nonsense. We know what's going on now. We know what's going on. Y'all can tell me what you think. Leave comments after the video, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. But the Celtics, and I put a video about this recently. I guess there's a rumor they wanted second interviews with a couple of guys. I believe Chauncey Billups being one of them. Can't remember the other gentleman's name. I believe I wrote it down somewhere. Where did I write this down? Last name was Ham. He played with Chauncey. I believe he won a championship. All 3 former players, by the way. All 3 are former players. All have been in coaching recently. I just think Chauncey Billups has the attitude that this team needs. And Darvin Ham. That's who it was. Darvin Ham. Yep, you're right. Yep, it was Darvin Ham. He actually played on the championship squad. I believe it was with Chauncey, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other gentleman was I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. It's an African name, sounded, but he actually played as well. Oh yeah, Becky Hammond is the female assistant for the Spurs. Yeah, no, you made it weird. But hey, shout out to the assistant for the Spurs. Okay, she's the other candidate. No, that was brother. Jeez, I wrote his name down somewhere. What is his name? We're probably looking at the wrong book. All right. Look into it. It's actually on my previous video. I looking at my previous video. It's a quick video I did just about it. But you tell me what you think. I'm riding with Chauncey only because I believe that because X's and O's can be made up. We've already figured out our GM now is an X's and O's guy. They can put X's and O's guys behind what Chauncey doesn't know. Chauncey is, I feel like, a respected voice of championship player, dude who, I don't know, he just has that way. Even from his bald head to the way he talks. Chauncey's just something you don't want to mess with about him. Somebody I feel like the players will respect, originally drafted by the Celtics in the first place. Like, I mean, come on. What's not to love there? And has some experience now, having been an assistant coach. I don't know. I just feel like Chauncey's the right one for that. You tell me what you think. I would love to see Chauncey Billups coming back to Boston to lead these young Bucks and give them the voice that they need behind what they've learned. Okay. And I know Brad Stevens. I have faith in Brad Stevens to put a good team out on the court next year. And I already said, let's find a way to get Terry Rozier back. Let's find a way to put the squad back together. Okay. Because if you ask me, I see no reason. And when they look at the way everything is now, the Celtics just pretty much messed up. They could have easily had Rozier, kept and had Horford and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and potentially Isaiah Thomas. And if he left because they wouldn't have, even if they would have been able to work something out with him. If they even say they kept all of that, hypothetically, they would have had the squad on squad, compared to what everything's panned out to be in the NBA right now, technically. I mean, look at it. Look at it. Everyone's squads that stay together is and built around what was already dope became something. I don't see any reason they can't find a way to finagle a bagel and get T. Rose back here, especially with the depth that they have in Charlotte. But that's the question of whether they really, if they see what T. Rose is, and Jordan say, no, I can't do that, then fine, whatever. But I don't see them getting Dame. It would take too much to get him. I don't see them I don't see anything crazy happening. I think there's some moves we're not seeing yet, not seeing what these moves are. Who will be the point guard next year? Do we re-sign Fournier? Is Time Lord challenged a little more, and can he stay healthy enough to take his spot at starting center, or does he have to sit behind one or two guys that they just brought in? Celtics are a nice question mark to have. I like the big men now that they have now. That's fine. Finally, you brought in some, you have depth at the big man position, something they never have. That's why Tristan Thompson is playing your center, and he's a great rebounder, but we need size. Okay, we need some size and rebound. Okay. Oh, okay. Shout out to P. Bryant. Okay. Make sure y'all go check out his stuff. P, let me know if you're putting up any videos coming up. Not sure what you meant by that. I don't know if it's P. Bryant. I don't know. P, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but Peter Ramsey all day. Already. Put in your plug, and then I'll shout it out so everybody knows. So you get the words of wisdom, historical knowledge, P. Well, where was I going with that? No, I was only going to, I was going to say, all in all, the NBA should be interesting this year, or it should have told a lot of people. All these teams squadding up weren't the way. If it isn't a LeBron healthy team, a squadded up team hasn't done anything yet. A la PG and Kawhi. Kawhi didn't go to Toronto and squad them up. He replaced their three. They already had a full unit of complementary players. Complementary basketball is all I'm saying. Wins. I can. I can end under the name of the. You got to let me know what you're saying. My bad. But yeah, the NBA is wide open coming down the pipeline. What I will hate is if LeBron and AD. Now, remember when Kobe tried to squad up with Chris Paul and everything, and they blocked all that nonsense? It's funny how they continue to let LeBron squad up, and this would be a telltale if they somehow allow that some bullshit trade to end up with Dame Dollar and the Lakers, or I don't think it's gonna happen, but I see these stupid posts about Luka going to the Lakers. That's the stupidest thing. I mean, I don't. If these types of things happen, it will prove to me the NBA is close. Okay, and I say that with all loving intention, if there's a way to even say that way, because ultimately trying to squad up has failed damn near all the time. The only time it worked was when a player went to an already contending team to elevate. That is it. A la KD to the Warriors, who had already won without him, which again means that was just him squatting up. They didn't necessarily squat up. He just went to squat up, and they said, okay. LeBron has been squatting up since the Celtics put him down. Period. And I'm not going to speak to his issues with Cleveland. That's bullcrap that they couldn't put together a team. They had all stars on their team several years in a row. Now LeBron here used to be a LeBron lover, and he's a squad up monster. Yeah, Dame in LA is no. I'm done. If Dame goes to LA, I'm done with the NBA. And they're just letting the motherfuckers. And LeBron needs to get the hell out of the league, because when LeBron's not in the league, motherfuckers see the difference between the NBA finals. Teams that don't have a squad up mentality and have grinded it to build. This is why I give the Celtics just as good a chance next year as anybody. Because they're going back to the drawing board instead of they thought they were going to squad up. You know, tried to squad up with Kyrie, tried to squad up with Kemba. Didn't work. Why? Because you went with a question mark rather than something you already saw and wanted to and should have built. Am I wrong? Am I right? What's the consistency in Milwaukee? Giannis and Chris Middleton. What's the consistency over in Phoenix? Booker, DA. They built around this and worked it. The Bucks are the same damn team they've been the past 4 years. They just really switched up, got 3 years, but they switched up. They got Tucker, and they swapped out Bledsoe for Holiday, who's more like in the clutch ready, game ready. You know what the Suns do? Draft a couple more players, sign Chris Paul. Chris Paul, who apparently makes everybody up, made it all different. Yeah, thank you. Drew Holiday made all the difference for them. That was the difference, like literally. And not everyone. I mean, yes, they did that, made that first, but the underrated part of that is PJ Tucker. You know, he gives it doesn't put the onus on Giannis to be a tough guy, because he's not. He's long and lanky, and he blocks shots, but he's not known as their body defender. It gave them a body defender, you know, and it sort of put a depth in their size, as well as giving them another shooter. He can hit the corner three and D. You know, Tucker is a good 3-and-D guy. And you already have Middleton, who got length, and you already have Giannis, who got length. All these are players who play outside the paint, but defend inside the paint. You get what I'm saying? That size, that's what troubles me about Atlanta coming up. Is how are they going to match that? You know, the size. It's ridiculous. And then you got Holiday as one of the best. Hit the button, Big P in the building. Oh, yeah, Big P. I know you in the building, Big P. Where's Big P? I seen he was in the building up here. Yeah, Big P. Right. Yeah, Big P. Right. I see you, Big P. Hit the like button. Big P in the building. Oh, Big P in the building. Okay, cool. Off rip, yeah. We were just like totally going sideways. P, yeah, you definitely got that Drew Holiday point down. But hell no, I don't want to see no Dame in LA. No, yes, that's what we're going at. No Dame in LA. That'll tear apart the foundation of the league because there's no fair way. There's no fair trade. Yeah, I seen him up there. Yeah, okay. Let's go, P. Diggs in the building. Big shout out to P. Diggs. I don't know if you're working hard. Oh, yeah. There he is, right above me. Yep, there he is. I'm driving, so I really can't text. Okay, cool. That's all right. But we got you in the building. That's all that matters. So, yeah, that'll destroy the league because everybody's trying to squad up. And again, Celtics tried to squad up, didn't work for them. The Rockets tried to squad up a couple times, didn't work for them. The Nets tried to squad up this year, didn't work for them. I wouldn't even say Philly tried to squad up, but Philly essentially did try to squad up when they pulled the whole what was it called again? The process? Yes, the process. Everybody remember Philly, the process, losing season after losing season on purpose so that they could get number one draft picks. And then you show up with Joel Embiid, 60 games a year, always injured but dominant. Love him because he's getting better. And I can't get mad at the fact that he's a big dude with weird, awkward knees that buckle and he be getting injured because he's awkward. Fine. Ben Simmons, this is what they essentially did. Is they drafted Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. All right. And an oversized defensive point guard who athletically can get to the hole but can't shoot, won't shoot, doesn't even try to shoot, and he's left-handed. I've never heard of that. Left-handed guy who can't even try to shoot. Have you ever heard of that? No. I thought everybody knows lefties are synonymous with shooting in the league. Okay. And then Joel Embiid, the dude who was injured for the first couple of years of his career, who can't do it by his damn self, and you're putting the load on him now, knowing he can't. And a bunch of shooters you brought in from outside. Second-hand guys. Third options. Harris, Curry. These are third options on the team. These are not first and second options. They have games where they show out, and that's been the nature of their career. Where we averaged 20 points one year. Yeah. But on what team? And did you watch tape? Like sometimes the eye test. Everybody forget about the eye test? The eye test matters. Harris never jumped off the page. And anybody that says he did is lying. Sure, the dude looked like a nice offensive player, but you ain't telling me that dude jumped off the page. Oh, P, thank you. Yeah, putting down the link. All right. Oh, everybody got the link now. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's end this on a prediction note. In fact, I think we've already got my predictions. Bucks, Hawks. Bucks, all that. Suns, like I said, that's to be determined. If Kawhi can come back, they have a chance. Kawhi don't come back, you know Chris Paul's coming back at some point. They've already shown the ability to beat you. It's crazy. Wow. It's a new day in the NBA. Stevie B, signing out, y'all. Well, after I give thanks to my two listeners, P. Diggs, Ramsai, appreciate y'all. I'm going to be doing this every morning. Sometime probably we'll do 9 o'clock, 9:30. We'll just stick with 9:30 for now. Those that knows, drop me likes, drop me a subscribe if you are a fan of what you hear. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because we're going to be talking about the previous game every day. But we're going to be introducing other topics as well, because you can only say so much about one game that isn't obvious. And tonight's one game. Can't wait to see it. It'll let us know whether the Hawks are real contenders or whether the Bucks are the more experienced team that is just too overwhelming for them. Other than that, signing off. Peace.